So, Team Fortress 2 is an incredibly goofy FPS game that me and many others adore. The wacky physics make it a refreshing escape from realistic and gritty games like Call of Duty and Battlefield. Because of how insanely ridiculous this game is, I was wondering, what would real life be like if it was like TF2? From Poopy Joe to Australian, TF2 fails to make sense, so I think this would be pretty interesting to tackle. In this video, I aim to answer this question. To answer this, I'm going to go down a list of different classes in TF2 and I'm going to explain how their different abilities would affect the real world. I'll also talk a bit about the comics. Starting off, we have the Scout. The Scout's known for his ability to run fast, but is he fast enough to change the properties of reality itself? The Team Fortress 2 console wiki claims that Scout can run at 27.5 kilometers per hour, which roughly translates to 17 miles per hour. According to marathonhandbook.com, the average human sprinting speed is 14 miles per hour, meaning that Scout can run without breaking a sweat faster than most people can sprint. I mean, you can literally run for as long as you want a Scout in TF2, and he never breathes heavily, he never sweats, and he never gets tired. The fact that Scout can do this shows that he's got some cartoon physics on his side, so I'd say that if he existed in real life, people would have much more endurance and would be able to run faster. He can also double jump, so some people would also be able to do that. Also, because of Scout's items like the Bonk Atomic Punch, which can give you different abilities, drinks can now alter your physical properties temporarily. I think I've said enough about Scout, so let's move on to Mr. Jane Doe himself. Jane Doe, better known as the Soldier, is known for his insanely massive brain and his rocket launcher. He frequently uses his rocket launcher to propel himself into the air by performing rocket jumps. This is impossible in real life, as any person doing this would be immediately blown into smithereens. So rockets would be much less dangerous if Soldier existed. Another thing that would be different if Soldier existed is that rocket launchers would have recoil. In the game, Soldier's rocket launcher has recoil, but in real life, they do not. Yes, I know I'm a nerd, so let's move on. Next, we have Mr. Pyro. If Pyro existed, life would be incredibly easy, as all you would have to do to succeed is hold W and mouse 1. I don't have anything else to say about him, so let's continue. Tavish Finnegan de Groot, I'm probably butchering that, also known as the Demoman, is a TF2 class who's known to be incredibly drunk. In fact, his blood is shown to be nearly 100% alcohol in the comics, and that's simply not possible. For Demoman to exist, your body would have to be able to basically run on alcohol, so that's what would be different if he existed. Other than that, bombs would have to be a lot safer in this universe, as he can use sticky bombs to launch himself in the air just like the Soldier. That's all I can say about Tavish here, so let's move on to Mr. Mikhail. I'm probably butchering that too. The Heavy, also known as Mikhail, has the most health out of every mercenary in the game by quite a bit. He doesn't seem to have much more armor than the other classes, so this leads me to assume that he has more health simply because he's larger. So I guess the Heavy existing would make it so that your size dramatically affects your durability. This doesn't make much sense, so let's continue. The Engineer is probably the second smartest TF2 class, second only to Soldier, and the buffest one. His pectorals are certainly unrealistic, so his existence would definitely allow for some insanely ripped people. Other than that, the Engineer built some crazily unrealistic machines, such as a teleporter and a dispenser that makes ammunition and magical healing juices out of thin air. He also creates a life extender machine in the comics, so that would be possible too. That's everything my small brain can think of, so let's move on to Medic. The Medic, just like the Engineer, has a Healy device with Healy juices inside of it, so that would exist if he existed. Not only that, but Uber charging would also exist. In TF2, the Medic can make his teammates invincible by using an Uber charge, which is a mixture of blood, urine, a sandwich, some Healy stuff, electricity, and some fire. Yes, this game is weird. So, mixing those together would make you invincible if he existed, for some reason. Also, because of Medic's ability to revive his teammates in Man vs. Machine and the fact he revived Sniper in the comics, reviving people from the dead would be possible. I'm speechless, so let's talk about Mr. Sniper. I don't have anything to say about Sniper. Spy is known for two things: his ability to look exactly like anyone he wants to with his disguise kit in seconds, and his ability to go invisible with the Inviswatch. Both of these aren't exactly possible, but if Spy were real, the opposite would be true. Another one of Spy's main tools is his knife. This knife does 40 damage when he's in front of his opponent, but when he's behind them, they get insta-healed. This makes no sense at all. If Spy were a real boy, knives wouldn't be nearly as dangerous as they are in real life when you're in front of somebody, but when you're in the back, they're suddenly killing machines. One last thing about Spy is that he's French. We all know that French people don't exist, so if Spy existed, they would. I believe I've listed most of the unrealistic abilities in the game, so I'm just gonna end the video here. I know that there are probably many more, but this video would be massive if I were to list every single thing. If I missed anything important, please tell me in the comments. Remember to subscribe, like, and hit the notifications bell if you like this video, and if you don't, just don't. And I'm Kylojase, and this is the end of this video. Bye!